Hello guys, BA here. It is Sunday, December 25th, 2017. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. Hey, you may be noticing a little bit of a quality upgrade in the audio. I have to show you this. It's a Yeti microphone, a gift from Carl. Hey Carl, hats off to you, man. This thing is excellent. It's awesome. I can create my own broadcast network right now. We'll call it WBAD. So Carl, thanks again. This is incredible. My son is just, he is so jealous of this thing. It's unbelievable. It's the first thing I've ever gotten from my computer that he actually came up here and installed himself. So yeah, it's super nice, super high quality, and hey, thanks again. So I'll make sure that I become more professional in my PowerPoint slides and briefings. And guys, I'm going to, as we go forward, I'm just trying to get some processes down this year. So I'm experimenting with a lot of different things, and I appreciate you guys, just bearing with this. So right now, what we're going to do is I want to talk to you about 2017's trading objectives. Then I'm going to issue you guys a personal challenge. Before we get started though, what I want you to do is I want you to copy this URL or type it into your browser and go to this YouTube video. It's Inspirational Speech, and it's just going to set the stage for what I want to talk about here. So I'll let you guys do that, watch it, and then come back and join me. Alright, hopefully you guys took a few minutes to watch that. If you didn't, watch it at the end. But it's really important to get that fired up feeling right now. Now's the time to reflect. So, it's last week of the year is not really a good week of the year to be trading. The second week, typical Decembers, last 2 weeks are not good weeks to be trading at all. We talked about how last December was the most volatile December, or one of the most volatile Decembers since 28, and this December has been one of the most docile in the history. So this market has gone from one extreme to the other. It's done that consistently. So anyway, let's move forward and talk about reflection. So I want you guys to sit back and reflect about what you want to achieve for 2017, because everything that you guys know right now can get you to your objectives. No, and I don't mean it will allow you to turn $10,000 into $40 million. That's not what I'm getting at. But we have the blueprint to enable us to achieve financial freedom, whether you realize it or not. You just need to get focused. So objectives are one of the things that helps me to focus. My objectives are monthly, but you may want to sit back and make your objectives quarterly. Maybe that gives you time to hit your targets. It's really important for you to set objectives where you can hit your targets and your objectives a high percentage of the time. Because when you're able to do that, that just gives you fuel to keep moving forward. So some people may set their objectives per week. That's really hard. I prefer monthly, but I'll be honest with you, quarterly might be a better thing. So for me, let's say I'm trying to achieve 5% a month in an account. It might be better if I just say, hey, I want to be up 20% for the quarter. That might give me time to flesh things out more instead of the some of the frustrations of month-to-month positions. So we all have the formula, guys, to be able to get to where we need to. But that's all I'm doing is just presenting different time frames, because it's so important for our minds, for our well-being, how we interpret things. Whenever you're winning, whenever you're hitting your objectives, you are much more likely to hit the objective next time. So if you set your objectives too tight, like, hey, I'm going to make 1% a week, Yeah, you might be able to do that if you're trading full time. If you're trading full time, you might be able to do a lot better than that. But trading what I call part time, you can still make phenomenal money. But just make sure your objectives match your. Make sure your objectives suit your personality. That's all I'm trying to get to. All right, I'm trying to find my mouse here. There we go. Okay, so that's causes you. Like I said, guys, I'm dinking around with a lot of things here, so just bear with me. Bam, we're going to spin that one. Okay, so objectives are important because it provides you with measurable data points in order to highlight in areas of improvement. For me, it's very important to measure what I do, how well I'm doing, how poorly I'm doing. I have to know what areas to improve. So if I'm not hitting my objectives, I have to go back and figure out why. Maybe like last year, I'm trying to short the market when 10 months out of the year the market's gone straight up, and 1 month it's sideways, 1 month it's down. So that doesn't really work out too well when you have a market like that. And you establish a template for success. So that is template for success. All that does is just say, hey, this is what works. This is what I'm going to rinse and repeat over and over and over. I think Tony Robbins, or maybe it was Rich Dad, Poor Dad author, I think it was him that wrote, hey, master one formula and then move to another. So once you master that formula, just continue to play it over and over again, because that's your edge in the market. Pain and misery. Hey guys, pain and misery is a part of what we do, okay? It really is. You can't escape it. I don't think I've ever tried to mislead anybody into saying that what I do is nothing but a walk down Primrose Lane. There's nothing but the land of milk and honey. It's nothing but just money that just continually gets created out of thin air. Now, nothing could be further from the truth. There's ups and downs all along this path. But in the end, you wake up one day and, you're able to create money out of thin air, out of opportunities. So that's what we're really trying to do. But the pain and misery associated with that, guys, is unbearable. Some people just can't handle it. They really can't. If you can't stomach the pain after you've done this for a while, and you can't grasp what pain and misery really is, then you will never ever achieve anything, because there is nothing in life that is worth achieving that doesn't involve pain and misery. Whether it's getting up of a morning, you're going to swim lessons at 4 o'clock in the morning because you got to punch the clock at 8 o'clock, and you're trying to turn into a Olympic gold medalist, but you just can't do it full time. Hey, there's nothing in life that's just easy for you. So you have to understand pain and misery is a part of what we do. I've had my share of pain and misery in the markets. I've told you guys I've had 3, now 4 times, close to where complete catastrophic financial failures. Those aren't, even for somebody like myself that's accustomed to this, it's not a comfortable feeling. I've always been able to come back from them only because of the way I look at pain and misery and success and failures. That's the only way I'm able to come back from these. Pain and misery for me is just a part of it. Me and the misery messenger, hey, he and I are on a first name basis. Yeah, we exchange Christmas cards every year. Me and that guy have known each other for a long, long time. So the old messenger of misery, he comes around and visits my household far too many times. I wish I really didn't know him, but I know that's not possible. You just have to accept the fact that if you step off the ledge and you're trying to achieve something that few people even think is possible, or if they know it's possible, they talk themselves out of it because they just don't want to accept or feel the pain associated with it. Hey, you're going to feel the pain somewhere along the line. It's just the way it is. You're going to be uncomfortable. There are going to be time periods where you ask yourself, why did I even do this? But you've got to be able to get through that. So pain and misery is part of it. Success and failures, the way I look at success and failures is success is simply it's just a product of me continually repeating a successful or a profitable approach. That's all success is for me. Once you find that, then you have to do it time and time and time again. And failures is simply just a it's what's not working. It's failures and I'm speaking from personal experience. The failures I've had either have shown me what I don't know, have shown me things that I should have known that I have overlooked, or just plain out negligence. I can tell you most of the failures, the majority, I've never repeated again in my life. So they've always made me better when I come back. I've always come back stronger. I've always hit equity highs after every financial catastrophe I've ever had in my life. And I will tell you guys, the wins and the successes I've had, the dollar amounts they're huge, and most people don't even most people wouldn't even believe if I were to tell them, whenever I'm compounding money and I'm going for it and I'm reaching those equity highs, they have no idea or would never ever believe that much money for an average guy is even possible. And I will tell you the catastrophes I've had, the amount of money that I've lost on those occasions when I've had the the complete amputations without anesthetics. Those events, they are staggering, and I can tell you with the utmost certainty, if people that weren't wired the way I'm wired, the way I look at pain and misery and success and failures, the dollar amounts on those losses, they're so large that I'm sure, quite certain, most people, a small percentage would probably put a gun to their head. They're just staggering losses, and but you have to understand, as I understand, I'm not playing this game conservatively. I'm playing this game because it's the only shot I have at making my fortune, and I'm not going to eke out on a steady 45-degree plane an equity curve that's going to take me to where I need to go. That doesn't exist. Only on the advertisements of bold-faced liars can you find those types of claims. So I'm very familiar with pain and misery, much more so than I ever care to be. But I just want you to know that no matter what we do, no matter what I show you, no matter what you do, how you take and interpret the stuff that we talk about, you are going to feel some pain and misery. It's just the way it is. Bam! One of my objectives this year is to become much more better at my PowerPoint slides. Like I said, I put bells and whistles in here that just to try stuff out, and I forget that I'm going to put. I forget that I put them in here. All right, no bells and whistles on this page. I do remember that. Here are my objectives for 2017 in my option trading, which dominates all of my accounts. Retirement account, I'm looking for 48% for the year, and my portfolio margin account, 85% for the year. Portfolio margin account, that's everything I do. That's the strangles, the directional trades, the penny stocks. It's everything. So that's what I'm looking for there. The large account, which you know is the $1 million portfolio, I'm just looking at 25%. Small account, that's the one I'm going to talk to you about in just a few minutes. We'll start that one up after the first of the year, looking to double it every year. the managed accounts, I'm looking to get 50% a year out of the managed accounts. Okay, in the directional trading, this is any time that I use my little $1 million model that I show you guys occasionally. I'm trying to get to 10% a week on the margin used. So I'm not going to diagram this out for you, but I'll just talk to you about it. I'm using $3,700 as a planning factor. So I can trade a gold contract, a crude contract. If I trade like Canadian dollar, and let's say it's only $1,200 in margin, so I'll trade 3 of those. That's 1 unit for me, guys. 3,700. So I'm trying to get to 10% a week on margin used. So that's 370 bucks a week on the margin for 1 unit of futures trading. Hopefully I didn't confuse you too much there. I don't have 4 directional trades on at one time. If I did, if I had crude, if I had gold, let's do it like this. If I had crude, I had gold, that's 7,400. I'm not going to that would be 2 units. So if I'm trying to pretend like I only have $3,700 to play with, and once I get successful and hit the mark on that, then I'll step it up and we'll go to 2 units, so forth and so on. So that's one of my objectives for 2017. I'll use that in futures, and then eventually I'll venture into Forex trading. Stocks is just day trading. I've got one stock that I look at every single day with my strategy. It's XON. I love that one for intraday trading. It is probably the most perfect intraday trading stock I think I've ever seen. It's been like that for 3 months, so I don't think it will ever change. So anyway, that's my trading stuff. I want to write and publish 3 trading books, self-published on Amazon. It's the only way to do this. And then we want to start an advisory service in 2017. So those are some of the goals and objectives that I'm looking at for 2017. Okay, here's the personal challenge. Guys, you all have the tools. You're as good as I am, if not better. You know how to manipulate your trade structure. You know what to trade. You know everything I do. You don't need me to hold your hands anymore. We just need to continue sharing ideas. That's not hand holding, that's just traders sharing ideas. It's good when you look at how traders package other things, whether you agree with their analysis or not. It's just good to be able to look at that. So I want you guys, I would really should have put this as one of the objectives for our classes, for everybody to share their trades a lot more than what we've done in the past, because every one of you are capable of hitting it out of the park, and every one of you know exactly what you need to do. So anyway, here's the personal challenge. I want you to open up a separate account, fund it with $5,000. All you guys have got $5,000 that you can put into another account. Guys, I trade like 5 accounts plus a day job, so I know you guys have got the ability to do that. We're all as equally busy as the next person is, and I'm going to open up an account in the new Tasty Works brokerage account, just so I can get a feel for how that platform actually works. But the objective is, and the challenge is, take $5,000, open up an account, trade it separately, swing for the fences with that, try to double it every year. You guys use whatever technique you want to use. Use your favorite strategy, but structure it so that you can get to 100% a year, 10% a month, 30% a quarter. Shoot for that. That's certainly possible. And let me take a little sip of something, guys. Hey, if you guys never had a bang before, Those things are really, really good. I get them at Total Nutrition. This is not a paid advertisement. Those things will clear you up. It's like I told Teresa, I feel like balancing the checkbook, washing the car, mowing the grass all at the same time after I drink one of those things. So anyway, back to the challenge. Open you up a personal account, fund it with $5,000, swing for the fences. Trade your other portfolios conservatively if you want to. Just trade those things conservatively. Back off a little bit if you need to, but really go for it in this account. Step off the ledge, guys. You live once. Hey, if you look at this challenge right here and you're like, there's no way. Well, how long is the challenge for? It's for 10 years. Try to do it for 10 years. Stay focused in this one account for 10 years. Trade your other stuff the way you want to. Just continue trading. Try to chip away 3% a month in your other accounts, maybe 5%. I mean, guys, you create a fortune if you do that in your other accounts, just 3% a month. I mean, you'll be way ahead of the power curve. But in this $5,000 account, go for it. I mean, this is your chance. And $5,000 is not going to hurt any of you guys out there. So you completely wash out. Hey, fund it next year and try for it again. Check out the results, guys. Wow. I will get much better at this going forward. Oh my gosh. Okay, check out the results. Okay, I just included two rates of return. 50% a year and 100% a year. The only reason I put 50% a year in is just in case you miss the mark. Let's say you shoot for 100% a year, but in the end you only end up making 50% a year for 10 years. Look at how much money that is, guys. $566,000. So what I'd like to do is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay taxes on anything I make out of this account. I'm going to pay those taxes out of other income until, if it works out, to where you do hit the mark. There might be some point where you have to pay taxes out of this account. But just look, I mean, just from a compound perspective, at how much 100% a year on a $5,000 account is for 10 years. It's over $5 million. Hey, it's worth the shot to do that. So, it's a personal challenge from me to you, because I know you guys have the tools. I know you have the drive, the desire. You have the fight to come back. If things don't turn out the way they're supposed to. You guys have all traded enough. You know the ups and downs. You know what to trade. You know what you're comfortable with as far as strategies and as far as what to trade. So there's nothing else left, guys, other than you rolling the dice, stepping off the ledge, and trying to do something that very few people ever try to do. And why not do it? That's what you have to ask yourself. Why not try it? I mean, what do you have to lose? $5,000? Come on. That's a typical drawdown for us in most of our accounts. That's a drawdown that we don't even. Yeah, I get to $5,000 in drawdown usually day 2 after I put a trade on. So, hey, just really think about this, and think about all the reasons why you should do it, and then you should never ever be saying that it can't be done. If you're saying that after everything you've seen to this point, then you really shouldn't be trading at all. You guys have seen how we can take accounts and multiply them. I mean, you've seen over the last 3 years, those of you that have been with me, one period where in my personal account doubled it twice in a 16-month period. You've seen me trade the $1 million account. I mean, that's conservatively, and we're up almost 200% in over 200 years. Not even trying to double that one. So, and this is the reason. The reason I was able to double those accounts is because I stuck to very specific strategy. And that was it. Very focused approach, which we talked about earlier. Very focused strategy, and you just get the results. There are going to be some time periods, guys, where we cannot help but make money with the strategies we use. There will be some periods, like this last 55-day stretch in crude oil, where no matter what you do, it's the wrong thing. You've heard me say this time and time again. Sometimes the market just wins, and that's all there is to it. No matter what you do, you can be as mechanical as you can, and you still come up short. So anyway, personal challenge, guys. Last word. Just want to wish each and every one of you happy holidays. Wish all of you and your families a prosperous new year. I'm really grateful to have a group of guys like all of you that we're able to share trades with, and just make sure wish everybody good health, great year with family and friends, and that your trading evolves to a point where you're feeling very, very comfortable and confident with what you're doing. So, hopefully all of you guys get to a point where you're so successful that it's really the most important thing, the most gratifying thing I get out of when times are good and you're making a lot of money, is being able to help a lot of people. That's the thing I really feel good about. And it's the thing that was missing. All those times whenever I get into those periods where I have those catastrophic losses, you have to change your focus, and you have to push other people out, and you have to focus on yourself, because you've got to take care of yourself first before you can take care of other people. Of course, you can do little by little along the way, but I like doing things in a big way when I can afford it. This year hasn't been that way. This year I've had to focus on myself, but that's okay. I've had to do that many times in the past, and I always get to a point where I'm able to help people in the end. This time won't be any different. So wish you guys the best, and just one final thing is that in your pursuit you will get crushed. I will get crushed. That's just the way things work out, and I'm talking about in the personal challenge. So you got to have that fight back spirit. A lot of people have it. It's not woven into their DNA, but it can be learned. It just takes a while of getting crushed and punished and getting back up. The courage to get back up is what it is. So you've got to have that ability to claw back. And as this last URL that I'm going to give you refers to, crawling back inch by inch, fighting for that inch that's around you. It's around you everywhere, like Al Pacino says in this clip from the movie. It's really, really good. So if you replace inches with opportunity, it's the context that we're talking about. So anyway, enjoy the URLs. Hope you guys set some really good objectives for your trading for next year. Hope you guys get focused. I hope we all knock it out of the park. This is BA signing out.